Hey everyone, so today we're going to cover factoring polynomials using the traditional method and then using the box method, and then at this point you would determine which one is better for you. So we're going to focus on polynomials where a equals 1, meaning the leading coefficient is 1, and where do we get this a? It's from the quadratic form in standard form. So you start off with your highest term, x squared, bx, and then your constant c. And your a is always with the x squared term, your b is always with the x term, and your c is just by its lonesome. Alright, so let's use a traditional method. Normally with the traditional method, we're trying to end up in just this situation, and there's a few ways of going about it. You can actually try and think in your head, okay, what two numbers times each other gives you 10, but also combine to make negative 11. I'm going to actually write it out on this side so you see the process. So you're looking for two numbers that, actually I don't like the fact that this is so light. Let me use a blue. There we go. Alright, that's much better because I really couldn't see anything. Anyway, so you're looking for two numbers that when combined, I'm putting a plus sign, but that doesn't mean the numbers are always positive. They could be negatives or a combination of both. So you're looking for two numbers that when combined gives you the b constant, so that's negative 11. But those same two numbers when multiplied gives you the constant c, which is 10. So at this point you would start looking for factors of 10. So I know that 1 times 10 is something I can look at, and I know that 2 times 5 is something I can look at. But let's notice that 10 is a positive number, so the two numbers that I'm looking for have to have the same sign. Either they're both positive or they're both negative. In this case, the sum over here is negative, so I'm actually looking for two negative terms. So if I put a minus sign for both of them, I ask myself, okay, which one actually gives me negative 11? Well, it's definitely not 2 and 5, so this combination here actually works. So then you put negative 1, negative 10, negative 1, negative 10, and just do a little check. Negative 1 plus negative 10, that is negative 11. Negative 1 times negative 10, that is positive 10. So what you're going to write here is you're going to use the same variable, and for both of them, you're going to write minus 1 and then minus 10. And then that's pretty much it. That's how you factor using the traditional method. For the box method, you are going to create your box of 4 little squares. Now in the top left corner is going to go the first term. It's going to be n squared. And the bottom right corner is going to be the last term, which is the constant. It's going to be 10. And remember, if you're using the box method, along this diagonal, you're looking for something that adds to that middle term. So we're trying to get negative 11n pretty much. So then you pretty much do the same thing. Since the leading coefficient for n squared is 1, you're going to just focus on that last term, 10, and you ask yourself, okay, so what factors of 10 give me negative 11? You know that the 10 is positive, but the sum is negative, so they both have to be negative. And then you ask yourself, okay, which two add together to give me that negative 11? It's going to be this again. Now where do you put this? You can put negative 1 here or here, negative 10 here or here. It actually doesn't matter because by the commutative property, combining terms gives you the same result. So we can put negative 1n here, and we can put negative 10 n here, right? You want to make sure they have the n variable, because in order to get the same variable, they need to all have the same variable. Alright, now how do we fill out this outside, right? Because normally with the box method, we have stuff on the top and the bottom. Well, this is when you look at the first row and you ask, okay, what do these two have in common? What can I factor out? Well, here it shows that they both have n. So you're going to put an n down here. Alright, so we're going to start building around here and around here. So with this n, what times n, what would be here, multiply this to give me an n squared? Well, that just has to be another n, right? N times n is n squared. Okay, what times n gives me negative 1n? Well, that's minus 1. Alright, cool. We have an n minus 1 up here just like we did here. Then we look down at this part. What times n over here gives me negative 10n? Well, that's minus 10. And now we have exactly the same factors. So you're going to bring this down in factor form. You're going to write n minus 10 and then n minus 1. And that's pretty much it. So that's how to use either the traditional method or the box method to factor quadratics where the leading coefficient is 1. So I'll upload some more videos in a few. If you have any questions or comments, leave them in the comment section below, like and subscribe, and share this video with your friends. Bye!